After that, I read 11 books in January. Let's go through them with a yes, no, maybe. I started out the year really strong with Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. It was my first Schwab, and while I really, really don't like vampires, I really enjoyed this. I enjoyed the writing. It's definitely different. I felt like Schwab kind of broke the norm in writing, and it was just super entertaining. The pacing was a little bit difficult in the middle, but in terms of a book, it was a solid book. I rated it 4 stars. Yes. I then read Five People You Meet in Heaven. This was a gift from AJ, and honestly, I had never read Mitch Albom before. I really liked his writing. I rated it 4 stars. It was very warm, insightful. It was thought provoking, emotional. I really enjoyed this read. I finished it in one sitting. I really liked that. So, yes. The 7 Year Slip. This was very popular. I like romances, I really do. But this, first of all, it's a beautiful edition. This was a gift. I know that it was very, very hyped and I was excited to read it, to be honest. But what didn't resonate with me was the insta love. I don't get it. I don't understand how someone can just love someone so quickly. Not in a sinister way, you know? I just mean it just wasn't believable to me, and as I was going, I was making up more plots in my head that felt more interesting, and I was into it, and I kept getting disappointed. So for me, this was a 2.5, so I wouldn't really recommend it, and I feel like the ratings of it was a bit misleading. Maybe. No, maybe. And then I read the Edge of Darkness trilogy. This was recommended to me by Kimmy, and honestly, I could not regret this. There's no way. It was a 5 star all throughout. I completely loved it. It was an emotional roller coaster. In terms of a dark romance, it's definitely number one. For me, if you haven't read it, you definitely should. I did cheekily rate, like, I feel it was the second book that I rated 6 stars. Or the third, I don't remember, but all of it is a 5 star. I loved it. Absolutely, yes, 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 yes. Do read this. I then read Rebecca for a book club that I'm in. I didn't love this. I feel like it didn't age well. I would say maybe because the writing is very descriptive and it was fine, but I rated it 3 stars because yes, it's a solid book, but I feel like it didn't age well. I didn't enjoy a lot of it. I feel like I was a bit disappointed with this one, but maybe. Then I read Wildfire. The first book of this series is Icebreaker. I enjoyed it. I feel like it was such a good time, especially in between reads. I like reading books like this that don't really mean much and it's just for fun and they're fluffy and predictable. And it's like watching a rom com when you don't want to watch something too heavy. This, however, I didn't connect with. I felt like the guy was too nice. It was a 2 for me. Yeah, it was a 2 for me. I didn't love that. So I'd say no. Yeah. Then When the Moon Hatched, I was so excited about this that I actually bought the physical copy when I saw it because I knew I'd like it. I was wrong. I was wrong. I don't even remember what it was about. I didn't like it. I didn't connect with it. It's a definite no for me. I will not be continuing with the series. I did rate it 2 stars because at that point I had never rated anything below 2 stars. I feel like that's not really fair, and it's just But this it wasn't for me. No. Then I read The Lightning Thief. I had read this before. I read it a very long time ago. It is my old copy. And this year, I'm kind of trying to do more rereads because I don't really do that. And I feel like it's nice to. And this is definitely one of them. I have not read the full series. So I'm excited that I read this. I think Percy is so sassy and so funny. And if you like Harry Potter, this is just a complete different vibe, but like it's kind of the same aura, you know? So I really enjoyed this. This is a 4 star for me. Yes, absolutely yes. And I'm excited to continue. And finally, I read Cold Wire, which was given to me in a subscription box by Fairy Loot. I was so excited to read this, honestly. And when I read the first 2 chapters, my jaw dropped. It completely dropped. I was into it. I'm like, oh my God, a dystopia. It's been a while since this has happened to me in terms of reaction, and I loved it. I will say though that it lost me along the way. I think maybe it's my age or the fact that I don't relate to the AI factor of it. I don't understand it. I think that's okay. It is good. It is good. I'm not saying it's bad. Yes. Yeah. It was a 3 star for me. So that was January. January was a solid month. I have a total of 5 books that I would place in my top reads. My biggest disappointments were The 7 Year Slip and When the Moon Hatched. So these were, yeah, it was a bit to me. Have to put these back now. I read 12 books in February. Let's go through them. I started out with Catch the Sun by Jennifer Hartman. My girl Kimmy, she swears by Jennifer Hartman, and I do get it. I did really enjoy Still Beating when I read it. This one was not 100% for me. I'd say maybe it was a 3 stars, but it was a good read. So 3 stars, maybe. Then I read The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. This was for another book club that I was in. I really enjoyed this. This was one of my favorite reads. I don't know. I really enjoyed this. It was very controversial at the meeting. I did realize then that it either resonates with you or it doesn't. It's either very good for you or it's terrible. I enjoy the writing. I enjoyed everything about it. 4 stars for me. Yes. Then, keeping in line with my rereads, I reread one of my absolute favorite books of all time, The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This copy is currently being bedazzled. I don't know if I'm ever going to finish it. I really do want to, but it's just because I haven't found like a super special edition of it. So I'm bedazzling it. This to me, I would recommend to absolutely anyone. It's an emotional roller coaster, but it's also so wholesome because it's written in letter form. And I really like it. Yes, absolutely yes, 100 times yes. It's a 5 star for me. So I really enjoyed reading it again. Then I did Wild Love. So I read Wild Card. Yeah, I read Wild Card when it came out, and I hadn't read any of the other books in the series. So I decided to go back and I really like these books in terms of like filler books when I don't know what to read and I feel like reading and just, going with the flow. I enjoyed this. In terms of a series, I did enjoy this series as a whole more than Chestnut Spring. This was a 5 star for me. Yes. I kept going with the series. We did Wild Eyes. This was funny. I enjoyed this. Not as much as the first one. I'd still say yes. The series is super fun. 3 stars for me. Yeah. In the ongoing attempt to finish my TBR cart, this was on it and I had just received it and I did very good in reading the books as soon as I got them. I was excited to read this. I did not enjoy it. It was not for me. It was very boring. In general, I don't like the element of birds when it comes to magic. I will read it though because sometimes it doesn't really bother me. I didn't like this. It felt so flat to me. Look at the edition. It's so pretty. This to me was 2 stars. No. I read Atmosphere for the book club that I run here in Dubai. I knew I would like it. I just didn't know I would like it this much. 5 stars for me. I loved everything about it. I feel like it was, I don't know. I feel like it was fiction, but with a romance subplot. And to me, the romance didn't feel very romance. I felt the loyalty, the friendship, I felt that type of relationship so much more. And that's why to me, it hit so much harder. 5 stars. Yes, absolutely recommend this. I then read Thorn Season. I was excited because the author is, I guess, Lebanese. I was excited to read this. I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I'd say maybe it was okay. It was a 2.5. It started out okay. I would say maybe, but it wasn't the best. Yeah. I did have high hopes, but I kept going with my TBR. So let's just, yeah. But it is still a really cool edition. Maybe. I then read The Deal. I didn't know what to read, and I saw that was going to become a TV series. And I really like stuff like that. So I started the Off Campus series. I tried The Deal. I liked it. I think it was typical rom com. I see it becoming a TV series 100%. I will definitely be continuing with the series. Yes, it was 4 stars for me. Yes. Then I kept going with this series, which was super fun. This was, which one was this one? Where did I rate it? Yeah. This was such a fun plot. I read a lot of romance. This was very different and I enjoyed it. This was a 4 star. Yes, it could be maybe my favorite in the series. I'm not sure, but this is, yeah, I like this one. I also read Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood. I've only read The Love Hypothesis from her before, and I decided to try this novella while I was on a flight. I finished it on the flight. It was super short. I wouldn't really recommend it. I mean, for a novella, it was kind of okay. The guy was way too nice, which again doesn't sit right with me. There's like, it's weird. It was a 2.5 star, but if you want something quick and fun and fluffy, sure. So maybe. I ended the month super strong. I started this series. The only problem is I ate this up so quickly that I was so upset when it was done. And I tend to forget a lot of the details. So I decided to just sit and resonate with it and kind of absorb it properly before I attack the next book, which I haven't attacked yet. This is romantasy done right. I really enjoyed this. It was engaging, it was eerie, it was gothic, it was beautiful. I can't wait to know what happens. It does end kind of on a cliffhanger, so I am also proud of myself that I haven't like, you know. But yes, 100% yes. Definitely read this. 4.5 stars. So in February, it was still good. I still had a good month. The books that did stand out for me, obviously The Perks of Being a Wallflower, even though it was a reread, definitely stood out for me. Atmosphere for sure, and One Dark Window. These were my very top. I wouldn't say I have terrible books that I've read. They were just very forgettable. But that was February. We have to organize them before we talk about them. Oh my god. 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 Okay. I read 14 books in March. Let's go through them. This was a rough month. I have to hold them. Okay. So March was the month that I don't think I will ever forget. March of 2026 in my entire life. I decided to push through and literally just read whatever was on my cart. Now, just for context, I have not chosen most of the books that are on here on the cart. A lot of them were subscription boxes, a lot of them were gifts. Very few of them are books that I have chosen. So, without further ado, let's go. We continued with this series. I read Daydream. It was really nice that the MNC was on the spectrum. I do like the author's note at the beginning saying that it was on the spectrum and they weren't going to address it, but they did address it very much, and it kind of like it was okay. It was cute. It was okay. I feel like it dragged on a little bit. 3 stars. Yeah, I think that one is fine. Yeah. Before getting into the mess I knew was waiting for me, In Her Own League came out, so I binge read it. I love. In terms of a romance series, The Windy City is definitely one of my absolute favorites of all time. So when this spin-off came out, I didn't expect to read it all of a sudden, but I definitely did. I definitely loved it. 5 stars for me. I loved every second of it. What I love the most about this series is the fact that the author not only writes men beautifully, but also writes women beautifully. And I think it's hard to achieve because we're very complicated, you know. No, but I think it was a perfect balance of very well written men and very well written women. So I really do like this author. I'll definitely be reading more of her. So this was a 5 star, yes. Then I buddy read My Husband's Wife with AJ. It was so popular that we decided, you know what, let's do a buddy read together. I have never rated a book less than 2 stars until this book. I don't want to be mean. I don't. This person wrote a book and they did a pretty good job with it, I guess. It resonated with a lot of people. It spoke to a lot of people. I'm a firm believer of plot twists in a book cannot define or redeem it. So for me, there needs to be more than just a plot twist where you go, no, you can't have a plot twist with so many plot holes. Another element that kind of got me was minor spoiler alert, but not really. Why is there a sci-fi element in it? Why is there a company that has no relevance to the plot? It could have been done in any other way. It didn't need to be this. Why is there a company that can tell you when you're gonna die? No, it's a no. Mm-mm. 1 star. All hell broke loose after this book. After that, I received. Okay, we got it. After that, I received this book with Fairy Loot, and I decided to read it right away. It's not bad. It's another Beauty and the Beast retelling. I did enjoy it, especially compared to what I was reading before. But this was a 3 star. Yeah, if you like Beauty and the Beast retellings, yeah, it's pretty good. It's cute. Oh boy. This was a gift. Let me start off by saying that, in general, I don't really like this author. She might be a lovely person. I just don't like her. Okay? I liked Fourth Wing because I knew nothing about that genre or world or anything. So I enjoyed that. And after that, I just felt like she's a writer that just wants to taunt the reader, just to taunt them. You know? So again, on my point about plot twists and, things that shock you, they need to make sense. Okay? And you know what's so ironic about this book? It says things we leave unfinished. Please go on Goodreads and read the reviews. A lot of them say this should have stayed unfinished. And I rolled my eyes at that. But there's no other way to describe this to me. Again, if this was for you, I love that for you. It just wasn't for me. I did rate it 2 stars because we didn't want to be so mean. No. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. I technically started this one right after My Husband's Wife. I didn't want to rate something 1 star right away, so I pushed through. I was hooked by the premise. I was interested. This book is called The Elsewhere Express. I'm a very stubborn person. And so when I noticed something in the book, I decided to tab it. These are the times where they say The Elsewhere Express. I should point out that they name every chapter The Elsewhere Express. I did not tab those. These are the other times that they say The Elsewhere Express. In theory, this could have been very cool because the Elsewhere Express is a train of thought or memory. It's not an actual train. In theory, this has elements that could have hit so deep you would have drowned. 1 star. No. No. Again, this was a gift. We then moved on to Violet Thistlewaite is not a villain anymore. Yes, that is the entire title. I'm actually surprised I got it right without reading it. This was cute. This was basically the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, but with dragons and magical plants. Maybe. Did it need the fantasy elements? No. Did it bother me? No. Is it memorable? No. What did I rate it? 2.5. That was a step up for that month. Maybe. Things then started looking up. Another Beauty and the Beast retelling in the same month, but this was very interesting. It was a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but with some sort of like Asian mythology. I really, really enjoyed this, and it really made me want to eat noodles because the main character loves noodles, and we love that. That was a 3.5. I did prefer it to the first retelling I had read that month. I would recommend this. This was good. I like that. Very cool elements. And the magic system is actually very cool. 3.5. Yes. I do also need to point out that at that time was when I decided to move all of my books here. In case you haven't followed me that long, that's fine. But I read the Knockamount series, I think last year, and I DNF'd the series. Now, the other two books I own, they were a gift, but they were sitting on my cart, and it bothered me. It bothered me that I had the book up there and I left the space for those two books, and I couldn't put them in there because I hadn't read them. Now, the reason I DNF'd the series to begin with was not because it was bad. I just felt like for a romance or whatever it was, it had, I know I say this a lot, it had every trope under the sun. Everything. It's like, why can't you just be one thing? Why can't you just be the romance with this thing? Why? Why do you also have to have the mystery and the kidnapping and the why? It was too long for my liking. I felt like it wasn't a very memorable series for me. I didn't love it. But because the books were in my cart and not up there, huh? Yeah, I got stubborn. Now I know people say this is the worst one in the series. I know. Were they right? Yes. Was it that bad? No. It wasn't as bad as I thought, maybe because I had managed my expectations. This was two stars for me. No. I took a mini break because I had made my peace with the fact that I was going to continue that series, and I read Firebird, another book from a subscription box that I got. This was so bad. For me, again, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be mean. This was set in the Roman Empire, and they didn't even bother changing the names. So the author gives you like this note in the beginning. It is meant to be a reimagining of the Roman Empire, not one of historical accuracy. I use creative license frequently to serve the story. Why did you not change the names then? Because it was very wrong. I didn't like it. Yeah, we were on a roll this month. 1 star. No. I did finish it though. Shouldn't have, but okay. Okay. This was better. This was better. Maybe. I'd say maybe. It was okay. Do I remember it? No. 3 stars. Maybe. Actually, I'm gonna tell the story. I'm gonna do this chronologically, okay? I picked up this book. Okay? Blood Moon. You can't really tell from the cover. You can't really tell. It is more modern. It's kind of like a dark academia thing, kind of like a Twilight type of thing. Again, I don't like vampires, so I'm very biased when it comes to this. You know what? And I felt like I was being tortured. I felt like, you know what? I need to learn how to DNF books, and this isn't okay. So I decided to DNF it. So I just put it to the side, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to read that book. Enter Bad Bishop. Listen, I'm a woman of principle, and I'm a woman of my word. But the universe told me something, okay? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. It did. Why did I pick up this book? It was AJ sent it to me, and we were like, let's buddy read it. Fine, great, awesome. A few days before that and a week before that, so there were 2 or 3 instances in my content where I had mentioned that there are certain tropes I would not read, and I would actually close the book if I saw the tropes. If you know me, that's not going to happen. I can't DNF to save my life. And I did mention that I DNF'd the book. And then I pick up this, and then you can even head to my TikTok and you'll see my reaction of the first 2 chapters. Everything about this was wrong for me. I didn't like it, but I did continue it. And I felt like once I finished it, I owed it to myself to pick up Blood Moon again, to apologize to it for DNFing it. So did I read 2 books that I absolutely loathed? Yes. So no, This was a 1 star for me. No. And because I rated this 1 star and because I wanted to apologize to Blood Moon, I rated it 2 stars. Should you read it? No. I then picked up this, which was on my card. I would not have picked this book. I don't read historical fiction. I don't like historical fiction. I didn't hate it. It was fine. If you like historical fiction, yes. It wasn't my thing. It's forgettable to me. I couldn't tell you what it's about right now. So maybe. Yeah, 3 stars. So for the month of March, we have notable mentions of My Husband's Wife, The Things We Leave Unfinished, and Bad Bishop. I don't want to be mean. I should have DNF'd. I need to learn. They weren't for me. But I will say In Her Own League was one of my absolute favorite books, so I'm very happy about that. And that's it.